Hey everyone, Michelle Liam back at it again with those YouTube videos. So today I really want to talk about a topic which was a great topic and it was suggested by one of my subscribers, Cameron. Thank you so much for the suggestion. And the topic is how to prepare for a gig in the days leading up to the gig and the day of the gig. And this is a great topic and a great idea to cover. And again, if you have any questions that you want me to help answer, please let me know. I'm always looking for YouTube material suggestions. So I think that how you prepare for a gig depends on a couple of things, and I'll list them out for you, and then I'll go into them in a little bit more detail. So it depends on how new you are to comedy, how new the material is that you're going to be performing, when you last did a comedy gig, and what type of gig is it and how long it is for. So let me go through those things in a little bit more detail. One, how new you are. If you're really new to comedy, you probably want to be practicing than um, a lot more than I am, if that makes sense. So I'll tell you what my timelines are, but you might want to do like two or three times more preparation because you're newer to it and you're not as familiar with your jokes and the stage and just kind of getting up and being on stage. So that's number one. Two, how new the material is. For me, I have a lot of jokes which I've done like hundreds of times, and even then, if I haven't done the jokes for a while, I can stuff up the wording pretty badly. Um, so it's important that when you're trying out new material, especially, you really practice the wording of the joke so that you get that down, um, you get that down exactly how you want to say it. Because when you're on stage, it's all about the wording, and if you stuff up the wording, then the joke's not going to be funny. Um, so that's number two, how new the material is. Three, when you last did a gig. So as I said in my previous point, sometimes when I haven't done a gig in a long time, even if I'm doing jokes which I've written and they're old and I've done them a lot, I can still suck the wording up, which is really bad. So you should really practice before you get on stage. Don't just be like, I've done this before, I can do it again. Because if you're rusty, it will show. So make sure that you're practicing your words before you get on stage. And then the last point was it depends what sort of gig it is. So if it's just like a 5 or 10 minute gig, then I'm obviously not going to put in as much preparation as if it was like a one woman show where I'm doing like a whole show for myself. So for this video, I'm going to assume that it's just like a normal, 5 or 10 minute gig that we're preparing for. So let's have a look. So all things being equal, if I'm just going to be preparing for like a normal 5 to 10 minute set, then I will usually write out my set list about a week before the show. I try to do it about a week before because that will give me enough time through the week to go over the set a couple of times. And as I'm writing my set list, I like to think about what the event's going to be like, who's going to be there, the types of people that are going to be there, and if there's any specific like festivals or things happening at the time. So, for example, I do this show called Crazy Funny Asians, right? So, obviously, there are a lot of Asian people that go to that show. So, I like to think, oh, what are some jokes that I can do which are really relevant for the audience, which will make it even more funny for them because I'm, pulling on these personal experiences that they can relate to. Or if there's a show around Christmas time or Halloween time, then I will throw in a joke about something to do with like those festivals. And actually, I did think of a joke. So let me know if this is good, but I don't know if all of you will get it. So basically, it's about Halloween, and I would say something like, Halloween's coming back again, and I really hate scary movies, and I've always wondered how they get that sound that you hear in those crazy like slasher films. And then I just discovered that they just record the BART from 24th down to Oakland. The BART is like the train that we use in San Francisco, and it's so bad. Like the wheels don't fit onto the track properly or something, so there's like like really loud screeching sounds like all the time when it's doing its route. So anyway, funny joke for you guys. Let me know if you get it or if you think it's funny. So I would throw in some of those jokes as well. And then so once I've written up my set list, which I try to do about a week before the gig, then I will go over the set list like once or twice, probably at least I reckon maybe like twice in the morning and twice in the evening, just like on my way to work or whatever. I would just like pull it out. Actually, I guess I would try to pull it out maybe the first 2 days, and then after that, I wouldn't pull it out, and I would just see if I can remember the set list in my mind. Because what you're aiming for is fluency, right? So you want to make sure that you're really fluent in your jokes and on and like you know what you're going to say and you're comfortable with that. And a big part of that is remembering the order of the jokes, obviously your actual jokes as well. Um, so yeah, I would try to do that throughout the week so that when I get to the day, I'm not stressed out. I'm thinking like, oh shit, I'm gonna forget all my jokes, right? So you really want to get that prepared so that you can remember your jokes on the day. And then on the day of the event, then I would, I would go over my material one more time, but then I try to like not look at it because then I get too nervous and I'll like confuse myself. So I trust that I've memorized it enough throughout the week to remember it. And what I used to do is I used to write the jokes on my hand, not the full joke, just like the topic, so I would remember. But I'm trying not to do that now because I feel like I use that as a crutch. And even if I could have remembered, I will find myself glancing at my hand. And that's not cool, guys. Remember, we're professionals. We don't use notes on stage. If you ever see people using notes on stage, you can be like, this guy sucks. Or they obviously don't care about the audience enough to prepare properly to not use notes. Like, you don't see Chris Rock using notes on stage. You don't see Ali Wong using notes on stage. You're not using notes on stage, okay, guys? Um, so that's it. And then also, obviously, don't drink too much before you get on stage. You can save that till after you've done your set, and then you can go and party with your friends. So hopefully, I hope that this helps you, Cameron, and for everyone else out there that was wondering how to prepare for a gig. I hope this helps you as well. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will be coming up soon with some more jokes and some more tips for you guys. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.